Okay, this is what I like to call margin notes. This kind of goes more into what we spoke about just a little bit ago. So we were just on Genesis 1:1 in the beginning, if this could focus, and we finished off with first or best of a group. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on this thought, is just because, okay, I provided a little drawing. So here is the Garden of Eden, and I'll explain more later. I believe this to be sitting in another dimension or another frequency, if you will. And then Adam and Eve came, and that they were put down to this earthly realm, and then they were basically directly on the earth, or the frequency could have been on, like this Garden of Eden could have been directly on earth as well, just at a different frequency, which is why when they ate from the tree, then the frequency fell. That's why they believed that they were naked, or saw themselves as naked, because their frequency shielding, if you will, fell, and then they saw their nudity, and were revealed. And then they came to this earthly plane here, where there were other little villages or towns, lands where people were living. And this is why I say that it could be the first or best of a group. And I think it might be like the best of a group, not saying that they were the best, but I see them as being, from other interpretations of religions, not just looking at this Bible, but from the standpoint of the Sumerian texts, that we were experiments. Humans were made as experiments, or created in order to serve. And so by looking at this whole story right here, from that standpoint, it makes it understandable that there would be other groups that were made at different times, potentially. And so, yes, perhaps there was the first or best of a group, and that could be a literal, translation for what was going on here, with multiple groups having been made, multiple trials. But again, this is just a very, very wide interpretation of what's in the Bible, what's in the Sumerian texts, calling out the Anunnaki. It's just looking at everything together and putting it all together as if it was one, and seeing, how do these things really play? How do they make sense? Sometimes they make sense a little bit more if you put them together. There's a little more understanding, especially when you look into the direct translation of the words. And we're going to get into this shaking part later. This actually comes back into play later, with other parts of the translation and interpretations. So excited to have you guys checking in on this